Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Today it's all about making magic items, and I thought boots would be a nice place to go. This would be quite a difficult task, I suspect, because boots sort of suggest just a couple of different options rather than a huge number. But we'll do our very best and see if we can get as many as we can, and aim for trying to make them as things you can incorporate into your game fairly easily. I have created a poll, so feel free to take part in that poll if you want, and share your ideas by all means, and I'll see what I can do with them. Grab some food, some drink, make sure you are comfortable, and we will get started in a second. That should get us going pretty quickly. I'm going to have to apologise a little bit. My voice is starting to go. We're getting into the point where in the weather, the New Zealand, pollen and just the weather itself gets more and more difficult for me to deal with, and that will make it harder for me to talk without sort of coughing. Okay, it's just one of those things. And when a few of you aren't aware, I have some respiratory damage as well. So let's get into this, shall we? Hi, welcome to HowtoRPG. My name is Fred Weller, and today I want to talk about how to go about creating your own magic boots. Magic items that are magic boots, things that you put on your feet, cover parts of your legs, that sort of thing. Now, there aren't that many magic boots out there that are sort of low powered, and again, I want to sort of look more at the lower power of a magic item rather than the higher power of a magic item. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. I want you to share your ideas. I have a document that I have sort of started, and I have been sort of putting bits and pieces in there, and I'll continue to do so. By all means, please let me know if there are any technical issues with the live stream, and I'll do my very best to sort of fix that. But I'm pretty sure we're all good. I think I've got it all figured out. It's all now about just hopefully nobody breaks the connection to the line, since there's roadworks above us, or right beside me actually over here. The whole house shakes every once in a while too. So let's see. You've got boot, scoot, bookie boots, never get tired while dancing. There's very, very specific. You've got some very, very specific things going on there. I'm going to sort of jot down a few ideas, drop things in, move things around. I have a Google document already prepared. I have already kind of started, just because I wanted to get a few things out of the way before I got into this today. And I have boots, kicking boots. When you hit a target by kicking, the target gets splattered with poo. Oh, come on. Come on. You've got to be kidding. We're going down that route, are we? Okay. Anyway, I'll take it. I'll take a note of those. I'm going to put a prompt in the chat. Come up with your own ideas. Do you have some ideas for magic boots? It's really, really hot today, and yeah, please share. Okay, all right. There is my prompt. The hat comes off. I'll grab my Google document, and let's get into it. Okay, no more mucking around. Time to get to work. We've got about 2 hours to get as many made as we possibly can. And I want to have a nice big list if I can, so let's do that. Okay, here it is. Transition. Whew. Oh my gosh, I've had to close all the windows to my house while the digger's working, and it's just gonna cook in here. It's a very hot day, even though the sun is not out. It's very humid. Okay, so the first one, boots of swiftness. I kind of repurposed an existing magic item. I think we call it the ring of speed. And instead, this one is really just it says ring, it should be boots. I didn't quite finish everything, did I? I was in a hurry. Boots. Common, requires attunement. The wearer of these boots can move an extra 10 feet with their movement. Okay, so that's really just an extension of the ring that we did of speed. But I can't do boots of speed because there's already a pair of boots, I believe, called the boots of speed, and they're a much higher level. I believe boots of speed here, they're considered rare, and there's a lot more going on. Boots of speed. So I didn't want to really copy that. It's supposed to be a wondrous item. Do I put that in there? Okay, I'll make it a wondrous item. All right, change that out. And I'll just make sure I use wondrous item each time I put that in. Boots of swiftness. So it's just 10 feet more movement. It's probably only really going to apply to games or D&D where that would make some sense. It would be completely useless if you're playing Shadow Dark. I play Shadow Dark right now. So these are kind of... I wish I could figure out how to make this work for more than one system. But that's very hard to do. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with the Boots of Featherfall. Because I believe I had a ring of Featherfall, and I thought actually Boots of Featherfall sound much more appropriate than a ring of Featherfall. So we'll go here, copy, and transfer that over, make that common, and I think we've got that. Okay, there we go, sorted out. Now, we've got Boots of Stability, Fred Huber, who is a patron and a subscriber. This is his suggestion, so we're going to try to do Boots of Stability. I actually don't think that's a bad idea at all. I actually like that idea a lot. So let's drop this down, make it a wondrous item. I feel like that could just be a common magic item without being too much of a problem. Cantrips and first level spells sort of fall into that bracket, at least for 5e. So we can go copy there. Right, so now I need to... the wearer of these boots... Copy. This is really, really simple mechanic. The wearer of these boots can't be knocked prone while conscious. That's it. You could put this into pretty much any game you want. It should be perfectly fine. Should work for Shadow Dark. Although being knocked prone is not a very common thing in Shadow Dark now that I think about it. But 5e, 4e would apply, I think 3.5, some older versions of Dungeons and Dragons, some of the OSR stuff, I would imagine Pathfinder should work there as well. So that's good. Cool. Right, let's do another one. I'm going to come back to chat as soon as I run out of ideas here. Horseman's Boots, improved chance of riding a wild horse. I am not too sure what to do with this. I like the idea. It's rather specific, making it kind of maybe a bit too niche. You could say the Boots of Stability is a bit too niche. Boots of Climbing is something I would like to consider, and also Boots of Agility is something I would like to consider. I've just made notes of them, but I haven't written anything on it. Okay. And I think I put a couple of the boots scouting thing. Yeah, the other things that you had here, I just dumped in here. I don't know what I'm going to do with them right now. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to work my way through. With boots, I think when designing boots, the best thing to consider is boots are more about movement because you're wearing boots, right? And boots are more about probably dexterity or moving quickly because it's more movement again. So I can see this being something that we could utilize for sure with regard to that. But it means that we really do narrow down the selection of spells we can look at. So let's go through this. I don't think I would like Blade Ward. I looked at that before. These are all sort of damage doing things that I don't think damage is the thing. Maybe has Druidcraft got anything in it that we could pull across and utilize? No. The Bud, you light or snuff out of a candle? No. You create a harmless sensory effect such as a falling leaf? No, I don't really think that makes sense. The weather sensor doesn't make sense at all for this. So yeah, no, probably not. That's a big no. Let's keep going. We're going to probably work through the cantrips pretty quickly. We're going to have to get into level 1 spells, I suspect. Thoughts, no. Elementalism, I don't know that that's more of a transmutation. Beckoning ear, no. Okay. Firebolt, no. Friends, no. Let's just go there. Move this across. Now guidance. Now we have a ring of guidance already, but boots of guidance is not what I'm thinking about. What I'm thinking more about is we could probably include a mechanic that is just targeted at one ability check, and that would be your boots of, not so much the boots of guidance, it would be the boots of something else. And this is kind of where I was going with this one. I think we could do a pair of boots that are related to this and just target dexterity, and it would work. So let's go here, see if I can do that. Paste, drop this down, and then it's not boots of stability, it'll be boots of something else. Copy. Actually, let's just copy both those lines. And copy, got it. And then paste. Okay, all right. So boots of question mark, don't know what they will be. Well, what do they do? That's what we want to deal with. While we're in these boots, I think that's the opening statement I want. So copy. And forget about the chosen skill because we'll be picking it for you. Paste. Okay, while we're in these boots, you get a, now it could be 1d4. The problem with 1d4, I always felt like it's too much. Like guidance is actually pretty strong when you're going 1d4. When your guidance is just a +1 and it's any ability score, that's pretty strong too. We're actually making this a bit more niche because remember, this is not a spell that you're casting, even though it's a cantrip. This or have a time frame. This is going to always work. This is always on. So while we're in these boots, you get a +1 bonus to dexterity checks and saving throws. So that pretty much covers all of what we need. Now that should be able to get rid of that. So you could use that in Shadow Dark, it would be fine. We need to give it a name. I think this is agility, boots of agility. So you can build it straight into your character. You just put it straight into the maths for your character, +1 bonus, dexterity checks, and saving throws. So that covers all of the things you would normally wind up coming across. Checks, okay. So that's fine. Let's do that. Let's go down. Let's go with the next one. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't know if spider climb is going to be feasible. It might be just a bit too overpowered. I'm going to go back to chat in a second, but I want to keep moving. So let's do that one. And then guidance, we've done that. Gust, no. Infestation, light, no. Shouldn't be lighting up our boots. Mage hand, no. Stone, mending, absolutely not. Mending would be good for gloves, though. Mending would make a lot of sense for gloves. Maybe we're doing gloves next week. Message, absolutely not. Mind Sliver, no. Minor Illusion, should stay away from that spell. Not because, look, it's not that I don't like Minor Illusion. I think it's a very good spell. I like Minor Illusion. I just think that it's going to create too much trouble. Mold Earth, not a thing. No prestidigitation. There might be something in here because it's such a Swiss Army knife, right? I could break maybe one of those effects off. You create an instantaneous sensory effect. No. Cheryl Sparks doesn't make any sense. You instantly light us. No. Cleaning. No. Minor sensation. You chill. No. Magic mark. No. Minor creation. No. I think none of that's going to work. All right. Okay. Moving along. As I said, cantrips should be a fairly quick process. We should be through them fairly fast. Resistance. No, I don't think boots of any kind of resistance make a lot of sense. I think that's something to leave alone. So we won't do that. We'll leave them alone. Although, no, essentially giving them rubber boots would be funny, but not very. Maybe too much tongue in cheek. Shape water, absolutely not. Gloves of shape water might be a thing though. Shock and grasp, absolutely not. We've got one more page, and I think we're out of cantrips, and we're on to first level spells. Starry Whisper. I don't know an awful lot about Starry Whisper. You launch a mot of, it's doing damage. Nah, forget about that. Boots doing damage isn't going to be a thing. Thorn Whip, no. Thunderclap, no. Toll of Dead. True Strike, absolutely not. True Strike, like this True Strike cantrip is significantly better than it was before, which is great. I'm glad that they've improved it, but maybe just a bit too much of an improvement. You know what I mean? Just a teeny weeny bit too much. Maybe overclocked it just a fraction. Just a fraction. Okay, so the magic items that exist for 5e right now, and I also actually have Shadow Dark at my disposal. So I've been looking through that, and I'll probably look through it again. Elvenkind is about stealth, so we can't do that one. That's uncommon anyway. Tracks, levitation, boots of speed, we're not doing that. Spring and striding, no, that's sort of like a jumping boots, aren't they? Winterlands, oh yeah, I think we might have had some boots that are like that somewhere else that we did, but it's not exactly the same, but they're called something else, I can't remember. The Wayfarer's boots, which is rare. Winged boots, as soon as you fly, we're getting too powerful, so we're going to go through the level 1 spells, but it's time to go back to chat, see what you guys have got to say, and see if we can pull some of your ideas across and I can do something with them. Dun dun dun, I don't know, we'll see. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Oh my gosh, Fred is on fire. So boots of springy step can jump twice as high. Essentially, boots of springy step would be like the jump spell, wouldn't it? Really, to a large extent. I can see where you're going with this. I'm going to just drop this in here into my little list of ideas. There aren't really... The problem is there are already boots that are kind of like that, you know. The boots are springing and striding. Basically, while wearing these boots, this is what it says. Your speed becomes 30 feet unless your speed is higher, and your speed isn't reduced by carrying weight in excess of your carrying capacity or wearing heavy armor. Once on each of your turns, you can jump up to 30 feet by spending only 10 feet of movement. It's... I suppose it's not exactly the same. It's not twice. I just don't know that it's going to... It might be just a bit too powerful to go that much. Anyway. Boots of soft landing. Halfling falling damage. No, we've got one. We've got the feather fall one. Boots of scooting boogie is a song. Oh, is it? Boots scoot. Okay. Trackless boots, leaving no footprints. Now, the problem with the trackless one is I believe that false tracks only... So this is boots of false tracks already exist. Only humanoids can wear these boots. While wearing the boots, you can choose to have them leave tracks while those of another kind of a humanoid of your size. So it's leaving different. So it's not covering your tracks. It's just leaving false tracks. Well, maybe we can. Maybe we can. And then they've got the winter. That might actually work, Fred. Cold resistance. So... All right, well, I think you've made your point. I think there's nothing that really exists that's like that. So we could do that. That leave no trackless boots is another magic item, and I think that's I think it's got some worth. So let's put it in. Of course, it's not going to solve the problem for the rest of the party, but that's not our problem. That's the party's problem. Bug stompers, +1 to insects. Oh, come on. Are you serious? You want to put bug stompers in there? I'm not really taking that terribly seriously. I might be putting it into the list, but I'm not taking it terribly seriously, as you know. What else have you got here? Insulating boots, resist lightning damage. I had thought about that. I had thought very seriously about giving boots that made you resistant to damage from lightning, because you've got insulated boots, right? Now, remind me, Fred, if I'm correct about this, because it's been a while since I've been to school, and I know you know a lot more about this than I do, since you've been involved with fires and stuff like that. If you get wind up suffering an electric shock through your hand or your upper body, and the electricity can't pass through to the ground, do you get a shock? I mean, that's the question. Like, are you getting a shock from that? I imagine if you're walking on a surface that is electrical and you've got insulated boots, like rubber boots, you wouldn't get an electric shock. But if you wind up suffering, damage or getting hit by electrical charge or lightning charge from the top bottom part of your body, are you still going to suffer an injury? Because that's where I'm like, if I'm going to do this, does it mean that it only applies to what you walk on, rather than if you get hit by a lightning bolt or you touch something that's electrical with your hand? So yeah, that's my question. But I'll take this one under advisement and we'll see what you have to say. I might need to do a bit more research on that one to be sold on the idea. But I'm not writing it off because I had thought about it. Anyway, let's go back to here and let's do a few more. Keep it going. Keep it coming, people. And yeah, right, plonk. All right, so back to our workstation, back to our document. Here we go. So let's do the trackless boots. Whoops, that's trackless tools. Trackless boots. Yeah, try again, Fred. Okay. So we need to put in something like this. Copy. Paste it. Maybe move it. I can feel the house being shook. The shaking of the house. So while wearing these boots, you leave no footprints. Paste. While wearing these boots, you leave no footprints in all types of terrain or surfaces. Doesn't matter what it is. No footprints. Now the one thing I like about, why I like this one, like even the boots of stability, is there's not a +1, there's not a dice mechanic, there's not a +2. It's something that's be easy to port across to just about anything. This is a really good one. I like this one a lot. So well done, nice job. Okay, so let's go back to spells. I was working my way through the spells, and absorb elements is a reaction spell. I'm not really fond of reaction spells, so also the first time you're hit with a melee attack, no, it's not going to work. Alarm makes no sense. Animal friendship, absolutely not. Arms of Agathis really should be attached to armor rather than anything else, so I don't think that would be, no. Arms of Hadar, probably more a glove thing. It's doing more damage, so I feel like it's more of a glove thing. This feels more like a weapon thing. Bane, no. Beast Bond, probably not. Bless. Now, we could take a portion of Bless and maybe we can make that work. I wouldn't say the attack roll, the saving throw. We've already got something that's dealing with saving throws already, don't we? So we've got the agility one, so we'll forget about that. Burning Hands, Catapult, Cause Fear. I don't know that I think I looked at the spell the other day and I looked at it and it just didn't feel like it was going to work with anything. You touch a corpse, no, age, it's got a lot of things going on here. No, I don't think so. We'll leave that one alone. Chaos Bolt, absolutely not. Moving along. So I'll probably go through maybe 2 or 3 of these pages and I'm going to go back to chat and see what you've got, and then I'll start working on some more stuff. Chromatic Orb. So in 5e, for example, a common magic item, something that has a cantrip effect or a first level spell effect, is supposed to be within the quite broad range of common magic items, if you're wondering. Color Spray, no. Command, absolutely not. Maybe if it was a helmet or a crown of command, I could see that. Compel Jewel, no. Comprehend languages, destroy water, and no. Cure wounds, detect good and evil. I don't think a lot of these are going to work. think we might find we struggle to get a lot. Disguise self. I was trying to figure out how to do disguise self with something else. Well, I think I was trying to do disguise self with a ring, but I think disguise self works best with a mask. That's why I left it alone. Distort value, no. Divine favor. Don't know that I like the idea of divine favor. I think about this a bit now. Until the end of the spell ends, the attack. It's just doing damage. I don't think there's any makes sense for a boot. Earth tremor. This has caused earth tremors. Does it? The ground. Yeah, it does. Knock you prone. No. I don't think boots of earth tremor make any sense. Entangle. No. Now, we worked on expeditious retreats. But we could consider boots that allow you to move through difficult terrain. I think that would be an interesting thing to do. I don't know what you would call it. What would you call a pair of boots that allows you to move through difficult terrain? So let's start with this and see if we can't build something around that. Just based off what I just saw there, it's probably best to do it now. So, boots of something. You could say boots of hiking. that'd be, I suppose, perfectly adequate, wouldn't it? I don't know. Does it work? So while wearing these boots, copy whatever they're going to be called. I don't know. Still don't understand what I'm doing here, but expeditious retreat sort of gave me an idea of where we might go with this. While wearing these boots, you aren't slowed by difficult terrain. While wearing these boots, your movement speed is not affected by difficult terrain. Oh, that's probably better. That's a better way of putting it. Boots of, I don't know, boots of something. What are we going to call this? I have no idea. We'll come back to that. Let's keep going. False life, fire, fury fire, absolutely not. So we'll do one more, and then I'm going back to chat. Okay, false life, featherfall. We've got featherfall already. Find familiar, not really my cup of tea, so we're going to leave that alone. Fog cloud, floating disc is really, it's sort of really just affecting your ability to carry stuff, isn't it? Not sure I want to do that. Good berry, frost fingers, grease, greasy boots. I don't know, does that make sense at all? No, not really. I don't think, even if we had a counter to that, I don't think it would work. Hail of Thorns, Healing Word, absolutely not. Okay, so that's where we are at. We've got some boots that move you through difficult terrain, but we haven't actually given it a name. Whoopsie daisies. Let's have another go. Okay. Back to chat. Ooh. No ground equals no shock. Okay. But if you provide another path to ground, like, okay, so if it can't pass through you to the ground, then you don't get the shock. Like grabbing a steel post, well, okay, so you complete the path. You pass the, all right, except ball lightning, which is just evil, will chase you. Okay, so there is, so we would still have to tailor it so that you couldn't take an electric shock through the boots. Maybe it's not quite as exciting. Had a friend get chased by a ball of electrical energy when he opened a high voltage breaker panel. Okay. Tangle-free boots. No tangling by vines or ropes. Not slowed by terrain. Traveler's boots. Perfect. There we go. 2 words too. Traveler's boots. Perfecto. Nice. Okay. Was that everything? I think so. We'll keep going. One of the things I had to consider is, even though I like the idea of making magic boots, I have to acknowledge that coming up with different ideas for magic boots is actually not very easy. So if you ever struggle doing it, I knew I was going to struggle too. It's all right. Totally understand. Okay. I would really like to do boots of spider climb, but I don't think it's going to work. This here, I'm not really too sure how to structure that, so I'm going to think about that a bit more and just put in yellow. Yep, let's go through the spells and find another spell. I think the jump spell is not a level 1 spell, so to give boots the jump spell effect might be too much. Heroism. What about heroism? What is that actually doing? It's concentration. One creature. Oh, no, temporary hit points. It's great. I mean, it's good if you're playing a character to have temporary hit points because you have more hit points, right? But I think mechanically, as a game feature, it's just hit points. I don't think that it's a good idea. Most of the time, you've got more. The problem is, you're giving yourself more hit points when you're playing Shadow Dark. The game really would get busted. If you give yourself more hit points in 5e or older versions of D&D, outside, like 4e, 5e, 3.5, you don't really need them. Not really. I mean, you don't really need them. Maybe 3.5 you would. 4e, I don't think it'd be a problem. Hunter's Mark, no. Shouldn't be a spell anyway. Identify, absolutely not. It's illusionary scripts. Okay, we're getting to jump. So jump is actually a spell. So this is where we take a look at this. Can we build this in such a way that it's simple enough to understand that you could use it? That is my thoughts. So let's take this spell, Boots of Jumping, because there's no such thing currently as Boots of Jumping. We've got the springing boots, but they are, I don't know that I like them. They do other things as well. So let's do Boots of Jumping. Paste it. Drop this down. And we need to go Boots of Agility. We need Boots of Jumping. Come on. I need to get that mouse sorted out. Okay. And paste. Now, here's my problem. I need to be able to build this in such a way that it will work for Shadow Dark, the game I'm playing right now, and for 5e and a couple other versions of D&D, maybe even Pathfinder. So, let's go the wearer of these boots. Copy. Paste. Boots. Okay, the wearer of these boots can jump up to 30 feet. To 30 feet. Forget about this. Spending movement. The wearer of these boots can jump up to 30 feet. Now, I think you had said something about boots that allow you to jump twice as far. That might be just a bit too much. You said twice as high. This is essentially going to give us twice as high. The wearer of these boots can jump up to 30 feet. Can jump up to 30 feet. 30 feet vertically or horizontally. Horizont with their normal movement speed. That's it. That's all I want to do. Not spending this much movement and trying to figure it all out. Just like you just use your movement, and that's what you can do. Now, if you want to jump further or higher, then maybe you're not going to engage these sorts of things. But I think that's pretty simple. Is that clear enough? The wearer of these boots can jump up to 30 feet vertically or horizontally with their normal movement speed. Done. Sweet. Let's try another. So I'm going to take the jumping twice the distance, because that's probably way too much. Twice as high. We've kind of got twice as high already in there, so that's fine. Now, back. Let's have a look at another spell. So we've got jump in there. We have the long stride. Long stride is a first level spell. You touch a creature's speed increases by 10 feet. So we already got long stride already, because that's the boots of swiftness. Yep. Mage armor, not really appropriate, so we'll leave that alone. Magic missile, no. Protection from evil, no. Protection from, yeah, that's the same thing. Purify food and water, absolutely not. Ray of sickness, sanctuary. I don't know that sanctuary's a go-to for this, but you ward a creature within range until spell ends. Any creature who targets a creature. No, it's not that interesting. Moving along, shield. Shield is a really good spell. It's too good though. That's the thing, and it shouldn't apply. I don't think the shield spell should apply to boots. Frankly, I think 5e's game would be better without counterspell or shield. And I play magic users more than anything else, and I play characters more than anything else. But it's true. It's like they probably should not be there. And silvery barbs should not exist either. Not unless you've, yeah, silvery barbs. There we are. That thing is such a like, all I wound up doing was using with my silvery barbs, all my spell slots with silvery barbs. Didn't matter what the level of the spell was, right up to about level 3. Everything was saved for silvery barbs. Sleep, no. Snare. What's snare? Snare is like capturing somebody, right? Oh, it's way too complicated. I wouldn't even bother. No. Tensor's floating disc. Maybe there's somewhere that we can go with this. Horizontal disc. Disc remains. No. None of this is really. So, what I would suggest is we could use this to allow you to carry a heavy load. That would make a bit of sense. I could see that. Up to 500 pounds. Now, I know most people don't use encumbrance. Well, I don't know. That's probably a bit too general, right? Who knows how many? We don't know how many people use encumbrance nowadays. Everybody assumes, and I just assumed as well. But we could definitely make some boots that allow you to carry. What would that be called, though? That's a good question. Wouldn't be boots of jumping, it would be something else. But boots that allow you to carry a heavy load. I could see that being a fairly low level effect. We could do that, easy. Boots of something. I'm going to put a question mark there. I'm going to put this into bold. See if anybody comes up with an idea. So let's go. While wearing these boots. Do I want to keep doing it that way? there's always a different way of structuring the opening sentence. I've been using 3 different ones. So with these boots, I do say, where are you? There you are. Okay. Paste. With these boots, you can. With these boots, you can. You can carry up to 500 pounds. What would they be called? I have no sodding idea. Hopefully somebody will come up with an idea and we'll put it in. Next. There's no time limit on it. I'm not going to put a time limit on it. When things can just be used over and over again, I think that's a better game mechanic. It's not quite as powerful as Tensor's floating disk. But anyway, or is it? That's a good question. Is it? Floating disk, you cannot wait, falls around. Oh, I need to structure it. With these boots, you can carry up to 500 pounds without affecting your movement speed, or ability to make attacks. Okay. While with these boots, you can carry up to 500 pounds without affecting your movement speed. Perform tasks. Make ability checks. And attacks. Okay, make ability checks and attacks. I think that's got it. I think we covered what I was trying to do with this. So the weight you're carrying is not really affected by those things. Yeah, I think that's all right. That's fine. Keep going. Unseen servant. It's not really a boot thing. No, it's not really a boot thing. Okay, so let's go here. Next one. We might wind up running out of ideas today. This will be interesting. I'm not even into an hour. Zephyr Strike. Okay, so we're out of spells. So spells aren't going to help us anymore. So that's not going to be our go-to anymore. We're going to have to come up with another way of creating something. Boots of climbing. I really would like to make a magic item that's kind of like this. The problem for me is how I would structure it, because there's no real spell that's about climbing. And it's not necessarily the most, I guess, exciting thing. But I feel like we can make it at least semi-useful in some way. While wearing these boots. Copy. I almost feel that like I should be putting in like a description of what the magic item looks like, but that would take a lot of time. While wearing these boots, we need to do something that's not too good. There needs to be something that it's not going to be winding up too good. I think what I want to try to do is I want to duplicate the Climber's Kit. I don't feel like the Climber's Kit would be too much to sort of use the kind of mechanics around that. But that's, what is that going to look like though? Climber's Kit. The Climber's Kit includes special pitons, blah, blah, no, we just need to know what the effect is. So you can't fall a certain distance. Well, that's kind of like feather fall, so that's not really what we're after. What we want to do is we want to be better at climbing. While wearing these boots, you gain a, I guess, +1. I don't want to say advantage. Do I want to say advantage? While wearing these boots, let's try that. You have advantage on, it's not the best mechanic. Do we want a +1 or we want advantage? It's climbing something. This is a hard one to think about. I don't know, so I'm gonna have to just mull it over a little bit. Climber's Kit doesn't really do anything else other than stop you from falling a certain distance, and that's not what we want to duplicate. We want to make you better at climbing. You have advantage on any strength on any, let's just say ability check required to climb a surface that is not completely smooth and flat. Would that work? Is that enough information, or have I left out too much? That's a very good question, Fred. I am not too sure. I think Spider Climb is a much higher level spell. If I remember right, if I go back to here, Spider Climb, I think it is Spider Climb. That spell's well below, yeah, it's a level 2 spell, so we can't do that. So that's not an option. So take that off the cards, Fred. I had thought that might be a possibility, but that's probably not. Okay. So, but we still need the boots that allow you to carry a heavier load. Whatever that might be called. I don't know. Not sure yet. Hello, Thomas. How are you? Carry a heavy load. Boots of burden. Oh, boots of burden. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I like that. Walkabout boots. I like boots of burden. Let's include boots of burden. All right, so now I need to pull from the chat and see what else you got here. For those of you who haven't figured it out, you do realize that quite often this is a good way of getting somebody else to figure out the design for some of the magic items you might be getting stuck with. Hello, Derp. Derp is a patron and subscriber. Thanks for being here, Derp. Boots of Gomba. When falling on an opponent, you deal double falling damage to the opponent. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I don't know about that one. Boots of Goomba? It's a really odd thing. I've got a few here, like boots of stomping insects and so forth, and boots of kicking. Although boots of kicking, if you're making unarmed strikes, kind of makes sense. That would be interesting. Shiny boots always looks freshly polished. Oh, come on. Pirate boots looks like you have a wooden leg. People will not agree, which is, oh, good lord. Okay, Fred. Fred's a pirate, by the way, people. Boots of false steps. It sounds like your footsteps came from up to... That's a really, really, really odd idea. So the sound comes from a different direction. I don't know. I'm going to think about that a little bit more. Let's keep going. And we've got John and we've got Thomas's idea as well. Here we go. Yeah, I really like boots of burden is a good idea. Boots of demure persuasion. Oh my, John, what the heck is going on here? Well, they're high, the thigh highs up to your hips, but none can really tell what you're fishing for. Not exactly a street magician's. Okay, John. All right. You got me there. Boots of climbing. Mountaineer's boots. Oh. Aid in climbing cliffs. Rope, snow. So, yeah, instead of boots of climbing, mountaineer's boots, I like that. That as a name is a much better name. Absolutely. Copy. So, let's see if I can put this. Yeah, can I put this in here? Yes, I can. I can probably put this in here, and that won't be a problem. Paste, 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 paste. Mountaineering boots. Do I need to stipulate the fact that you could use a rope? I don't think we should. I don't think... the idea being that you'd be able... As long as the surface isn't completely flat, you can climb it with the boots and you've got advantage. Snow... I think we've got one that's designed for snow, walking across difficult snowy terrain already. We've got the difficult terrain one. Have you got snow boots? Allow you to ignore difficult terrain caused by snow and ice. I think we do have, Thomas. I think we did one that was designed to deal with terrain. Traveler's boots. So while wearing these boots for boots, your movement speed is not affected by difficult terrain, and that would include snowy terrain. So I think that's covered. Yep. So Thomas, we do have that. It's there. Amendment to horses' boots. Advantage riding other than horses. Well, I suppose, yeah, well, I suppose we could do that. I could suppose we could do that. That makes a little bit more sense. We've got some fairly weak... Can I just say that a lot of these ones, I feel like this is a lot weaker in structure than some of the other ones we've made in the past. Boots are hard. Really, making magic boots is really difficult to come up with ideas for. And I don't want to call them horseman's boots. Equestrian, isn't it? Equestrian. Something like that. Equestrian. Not now. Go away. Equestrian boots. And we just need to structure it in such a way that it's around riding something. I don't think it needs to be wild horses, though. I think if we're going to make it, let's make it for everything. Do you know what I mean? I think equestrian boots. Is an equestrian boot related to perform a rider or performer on horseback? It is only related to horses. Horse riding, horses, that's equestrian. If I said rider's boots, that would probably mean we can cover just about anything. That means it's not quite so specific. This is the thing, is that I don't want to get too silly and make things so specific that it only applies to very rare and yeah, it's got to be a bit broader. Boots with a concealed knife can be poisoned too. I'm thinking like I like the Kingsman. Well, I think you don't have to have magic boots to have a concealed knife, do you? Is that really? Yeah, I don't think we'll need to worry about that one. Thanks for the Would we require, unless your magic boot is you can't find the knife when you're looking through the boots? Now I could do that. That could be a magic item. That might actually work. Okay, Thomas. Let's see if I can. I'll see if I can do anything with that in a second. Boots of the cat. Awakens a cat that wears them. Oh, come on. The boots of the cat. So you wake up all the cats around you. Whew. This is the thing. As I told you, coming up with magic items for boots is actually really difficult, particularly low-level stuff. Really hard. Okay, let's work with the concealed knife and the horse riding one, because Fred Huber has made the point that I probably need to come back to this, but I don't think it's going to be equestrian. I think it's rider boots. Riding boots. And let's go here, copy, paste, yep. The wearer of these boots. Now let's take some of the right off these boots has advantage on the rider of the, no, I've got an even better idea. The rider of these boots, so not the rider, the wearer of these boots can ride any animal as a mount, even if they aren't trained to do so, provided they are larger than the rider wearing boots. Okay. The wearer of these boots can ride any animal as a mount, even if they aren't trained to do so. Ha ha ha. You were talking about the improved chance to ride a wild animal. Now you can, but it won't be just horses. Provided they are larger than the rider wearing the boots. You have advantage on any ability check or saving throw that involves you have advantage on you that involves complex maneuvering. Maneuvering. That ain't right. Maneuvering. Okay. You have advantage on any ability checks or saving throws that involve complex maneuvering of the mount and automatically succeed on simple riding acts. I think that's got it. And we've got that concealed boot one I've got to do as well. Riding boots. Are there any flaws in how I've structured that and written it? That involve mount and all that. Okay, right now. I don't know what you'd call it, but we've got to do something with it, right? Boots of let's just call it blade boots. Blade boots. And let's give it this one. Copy. Kind of have to have this, don't we now? With these boots, for wearing these boots, the wearer of these boots. Paste. The wearer of these boots, let's see, has a concealed knife in the toe and leg of the boot that can't be found by anyone unless attuned to the boots. Now they become a lot more useful. Okay, so, and there, bold. So now we've got that. Now we needed to determine how much damage the boots do. The knife in the boot does 1d4 piercing damage when used in the hand, when in the hand or for kicking. Opponents. Okay, the knife in the boot does 1d4 piercing damage when used in the hand or for kicking opponents. That's not the big part. I think the thing is the fact that you can have your boots on and nobody can find your knife in the boot. Dun dun dun. I feel like this. Why is it nobody's come up with this? Because it's such a common trope in movies is to have a boot that works this way. The insulation boots I'm still not too sure. I haven't got rid of it, but yeah, I'm still not too sure how to word it. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. It'll make my players laugh, but that's probably about it. Stomping, 1d4 stomping insects. Yeah, I don't know about that. Goomba, falling damage. Gooba boots of the Gooba. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get a magic item from Derp, which is a piss take. but anyway, boots of false steps. I'm still not too sure what I'll do with that. Let's go through these other ideas because I've got ideas that you guys have given me in the past that I might be able to adopt. Kicking. Okay, so we've got boots, boot blades. I don't think we need to have boots, kicking boots. When you hit a target by kicking, the target is splattered with shit. No, that's probably not what's going to happen. Wind whistle. When you whistle, you can gust of wind. No. Ring of combustion. No. Wind. Where in this ring it sounds. No. Ventriloquism. Ring of Hail Mary. Thermometer does make sense. Changing colour. Turn a green lantern. A ring of phenomes. Strength. Ring of regeneration. It takes life force. No. A ring that changes memory. No. Secret door decoder. I don't know what I was supposed to do with that. Bull riding. A ring of bull riding. We've got boots. Our boots of riding are pretty solid for that idea. So that's kind of covered. Calling birds with your boots. No. Ring of engraving. Rings that gives you luck, but a person at a random time in your area gets bad luck. Ring of return. Weather control. No. Ant queen. There was something why I had not wanted to go this crown. See, I don't think this should be. This is all the ring stuff. Crown. That should be a crown at some point. Not today though. Ring of left feet. Boots of left feet. We don't have a cursed magic item, do we? Cursed item that have disadvantage on performance checks. No, it's not quite where we needed to go, right? Change ring, cauterized finger. No. Cobbler. Here we go. Keeps your non-magical boots and your magical leather goods in perfect condition. Boots of the cobbler. Cobbler boots. I don't know what I would do with this. Groundhog ring. No. Wand. Apocalypse holes. Wand of flying. Wand of head exploding. Wand of cleaning. Mini insults. Warts. Shillelagh. Shenanigans. Enter trolls. Remote control. Minstrels. No. Auto writing. I don't think any of those are going to kind of work. Do I have anything here? This is a rod. It's a book. Rod. Packed boon. Staff. We'll deal with staffs another day. That's a ring. It looks like it's a flower. Smelling something. Horse pocket ring of invisibility. That's pretty obvious. So we've got those. They already exist. Goblet of infinite thirst. Scroll of debatable knowledge. Banshee sword. Okay. Am I running? I think I might be running out of ideas. Of silent footsteps. Boots of silent footsteps. You had one where now that would be useful. Throwing your distance and changing where the sound's coming from is one thing, but I actually think that is a good one. But don't we already have something else that's kind of like that? Let's cut this here because I actually like that idea. The Battle Cat harness, pint of endless ice cream, self-cleaning, chamber pots. Oh my god, there's so many different things here. Boots of weed eater, mows grass and weeds up to him. Jeez, okay, all right, okay. Timeless trumpet, ever-ending decanter of claret. I think we've got something like that. How did we get that one? A chicken that lays hard-boiled eggs. Boots of sure-footed. You cannot dash or run while wearing these boots, but you also cannot fall or become imbalanced. We've got something that's close enough to that, so let's get rid of that as well. All right, let's go back to where I was working. Since I think I've gone through all the old ideas to see if I could find anything else I could scrape together, since boots are so hard. And if I go paste, boots of silence. Bum bum bum. I think we can do boots of silence. And where is this? We got a boots of silence. The wearer, no. While wearing these boots. While wearing these boots. Copy. Paste. While wearing these boots. You make no noise. No noise. Full stop. you... Okay. While wearing these boots, your footsteps make your footsteps are silent, and you make no sound. Full stop. There's a consequence to doing this, though. It just occurred to me. Because what I'm trying to do is not just silence your footsteps so that you can walk quietly. I've just said you make no sound. This includes... Yes! This includes not being able to talk with your mouth. Is that a clear? This includes not being able to talk. Yeah, I think that's all right. Okay, that's probably clean enough. Okay, I don't want to get too silly. I'll over-explain myself. There's always a way to find a hole in an idea. So so we've got rider's boots, we've got blade boots. Pretty happy about that. That's not too bad. Not bad. So just over an hour, got about a page and a half, running out of ideas. Trying to come up with something different without getting really silly, it's going to be difficult. We might have to resort to making more powerful boots, which we could do. Like, we could absolutely start looking at... I've exhausted all the options I think I can do that would be just common, simple things. Do you know what I mean? In the movie, they're like a gadget thing that gets a toe blade. Not particularly mundane for a typical D&D game. Yeah, so we've got that built in. So yeah, we can use that, Thomas. It's there. Awaken spell. Puss in boots. All right, okay. Haunted boots. A pair of cursed boots that make the wearer prone to sleepwalking. Why would you call them haunted boots, though? Any beast one size larger than the wearer. I just said larger. You want me to specify one size larger? I can do that. Slipping and tripping. Let's try to walk on grease all the time. Haunted boots because the wearer is possessed by them at night. I see. Okay, all right. Those boots. All right, so I need to explain that a little bit more. So I'm going to take this idea. I don't feel like this is common, but it's definitely... Well, is it common? It probably is. It's a cursed common magic item. Holy shit. It is. I think it is. Possessed Okay. I think I understand. It is. Are you? Do you just? I think you just came up with an idea for a cursed common magic item, which is really strange. But paste. Okay. Silence. One size rider. Okay. So beast. You want me to go beast? Okay. Any right? Any as amount, even if they aren't trained to do so, provided they are larger than the wearer and the rider wearing the boots. Okay, all right. I've made some adjustments. Our haunted boots, I think, are going to be our next task. Yeah, that's such a strange idea. It really is. It's so weird. I still like it. The fact that you managed to come up with an idea which could be considered a common magic item, and it's literally sleepwalking. Haunted boots. Let's go here, copy this, take it over here, paste that. Okay. Haunted boots, bold. And then we need to go down a little bit. We seem to be doing all right. So how do I do this? I need to word it in such a way that it's going to make sense. That while wearing the wearer of these boots, I think we're going to go with the wearer of these boots. Copy. Paste. So, the wearer of these boots is cursed with a restless spirit that possesses their body at night only. Body at night only. If this boots is cursed at night. Yeah, I think that's probably cut. Cursed. Let's see. Cursed at night. At night with a restless spirit that possesses their body. Full stop. Okay. You sleep, walk, continue. Continuously, you sleepwalk at night continuously and do not benefit from a rest. Pretty ruthless magic item. Is it a common magic item though? The effect is actually quite strong. It's a negative effect. See, this is the thing, is like, Just because it is not a beneficial thing doesn't mean it's always going to fall into common. I like the idea. I do. For those of you not aware, I am partial to including some cursed magic items in my games. I think it is fun. My players enjoy them. If you don't, that's fine. But I think that there is something to be said for. It almost feels like there's got to be a story behind cursed magic items too, which usually with other magic items you don't usually get. Okay, so that's okay. So this is certainly part of it. This is certainly part of it. Well, I think we can go back to our insulating boots. Insulating boots. I'm going to go back here and we're going to do this. You said resistance, and I'm not against the idea of resistance. Is that really a level 1 feature though? That's the thing. Resistance is actually a big deal. It's yeah, okay, no, now I just had another think about this, and it's going to be more problematic than I had thought. This is the problem when you come up with something and you're like, this should work. You're like, no, it's probably not going to work. I still really want to do the spider climbing boots because I don't think there's any spider climbing boots in the game. Like, I don't think that they exist. Boots of spider climbing don't really occur. But it would have to be an uncommon magic item to do that. We'd have to go up a bit. Since we've run out of common magic items, I can't think of any more. Maybe this is where we just move on to uncommon booties. Booties for uncommon effects. All right. Paste. And copy, paste. I should have grabbed both of those lines, but I didn't, but never mind. Copy, do it again, and paste. Okay. And it needs to be an uncommon magic item because we've gone up to second level spells, and that's where they would fall. Okay, so I need to while wearing let's go code copy down paste with these boots. Boots, you gain the ability to move up and down and across vertical surfaces and along ceilings while leaving your hands free. Hands free. You also gain a climb speed equal to your speed. Climb speed. All right, so uncommon. All right, I will not finish then. I will be continuing on into uncommon since I've run out of ideas for common booties, which is a shame. But it would be nice to have a few pages of these, and we're really only on page 2. We're not even near the bottom of page 2. So that ain't good enough. We've got to get a bit more in there, surely. So back to chat. Let's see what we've got, and then I guess I'm moving on to level 2 spells. I think haunted boots is fine. Maybe some poor old codger died in them, but he still needed to walk somewhere. Could make a little D8 table or something, see where it wake up. I suppose you could. I think I'm going to leave that to somebody else to figure out though, Thomas. But I've included the boots. You've got the blade boots there, you've got the haunted boots. Nice combination. I wouldn't make it so harsh though. The wearer can have rest up, wake up in an unexpected or inconvenient place. I think we're going to make it far more brutal. Just because if it's going to be a curse, it must be a curse. I don't know. I don't know if it's. I would classify it as an uncommon, as a common magic item, but I would say maybe an uncommon. I think the closest is the cloak of Arachna. Is it? I'm not aware. I am not aware. Let's. I'm going to go through the level 2 spells because we might find something else that we can use that is level 2. Yeah, that means teleportation because that means Misty Step, doesn't it? Problem with Misty Step is it's probably too good as a spell that you could use. It's probably way too much to say you can just do this unless it has sort of like a limit. And then I don't like making magic items that have too many limits and then you have to track it. If you have to track it, it's a pain. So yeah, not happy about that entirely. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, moving along, let's get on to the next task, which is to do more of these, because that's what we're supposed to be doing, is getting as many done as we can in the space of time we have. Dun dun dun, we're back. So, let's get rid of this, go back, and take out this. Go level 2. Filter me. Now, what do we got here? Scorcher, probably no. Aid. I feel like Gloves of Aid would be better than choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target's hit points maximum. No. Why was I thinking Aid was a good idea? Air bubble. What's air bubble? No, this air bubble should be a globe. If we have a magic item that is a globe, this air bubble thing would then work, but this wouldn't. Okay. Alter self, absolutely not. Animal messenger. Animal messenger, no. I don't feel like that's a boot thing. Arcane lock, no. Arcane vigor. What's arcane vigor likely to do? You tap into life force and healing. Roll 1 or 2. No, this is just a hit point regain thing. Augury, no. Bark skin, no. Bark skin would be applied to something else. Beast sense, not a chance. Blindness, let's go here. And then if I go down, blindness, blur, no, I don't think so. Borrow knowledge, calm emotions. Oh, this is going to be a lot harder. Continual flame, cordon of arrows, not at all. I'll watch that later. Crown of madness. Yes, people, I like movies, and yes, I do borrow somebody else's wife, basically, who's blonde, who watches movies that I like, and I do that in my personal time. Okay. That's what that was. Popcorn in bed is what it's called. Darkness. It sounded really weird the way I did that. It's kind of deliberate on my part. Take it in jest, people. Some of it's true. Detect thoughts. Dust Devil. No. Earthbind. Absolutely not. Terrible spell. Shouldn't exist. Dust Devil. No. It doesn't make sense. It's not. It's a boot. Enhance ability, though. Enhance ability might work. So you touch a creature and choose strength, dexterity, intelligence. For the intelligence has advantage on saving. No, we've got something that's already doing that. So what's the point? And I don't want to make it for all ability checks. Just no. Enthrall, enlarge, reduce, find steed, not really a thing. Find traps is still a spell. Like, come on, people, just forget about it. Get rid of that thing and be done with it. Shouldn't exist. Flaming Sphere. No, it's fire. I get attracted to fire, by the way, if you were unaware. Gentle Repose, no. Gift of the Garb, no. It needs to be something else, maybe a mask. Gust of Wind. Healing Spirit, no. Heat Metal, absolutely not. Hold Person, Invisibility. Boots of, no. Knock. None of these actually sort of levitate. Levitate. Boots of Levitation. Problem is with Boots of Levitation, this is a 10-minute concentration spell, and being able to levitate with boots, even if I made it uncommon, is probably going to wind up too much. Remember, when you're making magic items, anything that allows you to do something kind of crazy with mobility or movement is dangerous. And flying and levitating is pretty much the same thing. Like, I'm pretty sure aren't there already boots of flying already? Or boots of the wings or something? Basically, it's an uncommon magic item, lets you fly. Yeah, you have a fly speed. What's to say other than it already exists, even if we call it boots of flying? Yeah, it's not a good idea. Levitate would fall into the same realm, so let's move on. Locate animal, object, magic mouth, magic weapon, absolutely not. Maximilian's earthen? I don't know. What is this? Range, restrain, bludgeoning. Nah, I don't think it's going to work. I like to keep my things simple. Mirror image? No. Misty Step. I know it's really tempting to turn this into a teleport 30 feet or even 10 feet, but it's too much. Misty Step is one of those spells that really should be, for what it's trying to do, it should be an action, not a bonus action. And giving my general feeling is, even though you're teleporting just a small distance, you could say, well, it's an uncommon effect. Misty Step isn't really a level 2 spell if it's a bonus action and you're doing this. It really should be a much higher level spell. 30 feet and being able to do all the other stuff. Yeah, you can move, you can Misty Step with your bonus action in 5e. It doesn't fit into being more general. Putting something like that into Shadow Dark would be a bad idea. Yeah. I don't know that there is any way I could do it without it becoming just too good. Misty Step. If you're going to have boots of teleporting, have boots that properly teleport you across an entire world. That would be my suggestion. Boots without trace. Pass without trace. Pass without trace has got a feature, right? It basically, while in the aura, you and every creature you choose has a plus 10 bonus to dexterity. Pass without a trace is one of those second level spells, which is just nuts. The emanation is 30 feet, so you get the whole party. So if you want to sneak around and do this, this is a spell that's a limited resource. If I put that into a game and a magic item, unless it had charges, it would break it. It would have to change a lot of stuff. It would not be an uncommon magic item. It would be something else. I think I'll leave that alone. It's probably too good. Even if I narrow it down to just one person. If I narrow it down to just one person, would that work? Now that's a possibility. I could narrow it down to just one person, but I'm pretty sure we already have boots of elven kind, and that's sort of the stealthy one, right? So while you wear these boots, your steps make no sound regardless of the surface you are moving across. That's kind of like we did before. You also have advantage on dexterity stealth checks. Have I just rewritten boots of elven kind? I think I have. No, I just made it silent so you didn't get the other thing. So I've just separated it even more. Yeah, I don't know that, yeah. You have advantage, yes, advantage. It doesn't get rid of the sound, but no, it's retreading something else, so let's leave it alone. So pass without a trace, I don't think it's going to work. Pyrotechnics, protection from poison, no, phantasmal. Rope trick, not a thing. Don't want to do that. See invisibility doesn't make any sense. Maybe if it had goggles or see invisibility, I could do that. I could see that happening. Silence. We've really got one of silence already. We've already done Actually, there we go. So this here is the boots of silence. Shouldn't be uncommon. Shouldn't be common. They should really be uncommon because it's a level 2 spell. This is a lot stronger, but this only lasts 10 minutes. And my silence thinks, yeah, it should really fall into uncommon. So you're making no sound whatsoever. And it works all the time. So I think that's where it needs to belong. Yeah. Sorry about that. That changed that. Just lost another one. Skywrite, spider climb. We did the spider climb magic item. So spider climbing is done. Spike growth, no. Spiritual weapon, spray of cards, no. Suggestion, beast summoning, no. One more page, and that's then we'll be on to 3rd level spells. I don't know if that's going to necessarily work. Let's see. Warding bond, don't think so. It's boots, withering web, for zone of truth. None of those sort of work. Okay, so take it off. Maybe we'll wind up doing 3rd level spells. I'm pretty sure 3rd level spells, does that push us up too far in terms of what you would expect from that? I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, let's try going through the 3rd level spells and see if we can find something that we can make into boots. It's always interesting to see where you kind of come to with these things. Like, it's not as easy as it sounds. Boots are really hard to make. They really are. Hugely difficult. Okay, so let's see what Thomas has got here. I really like that Thomas is getting engaged here. Because often Fred Huber finds himself throwing all the ideas at me, and I'm sort of chop my way through them. I think this is going to be one of those times when we're probably not going to get that many magic items out of it, just because of the nature of boots, which is a shame. Could there be something of boots of free running? Probably overlap too much with jumping or your spider climb. Yeah, probably, yeah. Boots of the 88th mile let you once per day. A Shardland stride. Basically leave a trail of flame in your wake. Oh, I see. Boots of burst of speed. Wing boots are ridiculously rarity. Yeah, by the way. Yes, they are, which is where they should be. They should be extremely rare. And I think everybody's pretty much terrified of including them in their game because suddenly you've got a flying character who's not needing to worry about concentration because they're wearing boots. And then if they were flying, oh, flying and invisible with greater invisibility if it gets cast on them. Oh my. And then they're throwing fireballs. Ooh, hurts. Okay. Let me see if I can get back to this. I'll work through my level 3 spells, see if I can find something for that. I can't honestly remember for the life of me if level 3 spells mean I have to go up another rarity. I'm going to put this as uncommon for now. I feel like these aren't something that you would normally have too many of. Might actually just leave them there for now. Uncommon. I can't remember. Anyway, so let's work our way through spells that are level 3. See if I can find anything that would work for a boot. And if I can find the table, it kind of gives me a gauge of how that would work for making magic items. That would help as well. One of the things I do like about the 5e Dungeon Master Guide is that it does give you at least some idea of where you would be sitting. Okay, so uncommon, so 3rd level. So we could get away with 3rd level, and that would be uncommon. Okay, cool. All right. Agonization. Agonize. No. A Shardland Stride. Let's check a Shardland Stride, because you were talking about that before. Blink flames blast from your feet, granting you explosive speed for the duration. Your speed increases by 20 feet and move doesn't provoke attacks. Opportunity, I can't stand. Opportunity attacks, so I kind of avoid them. When you move within 5 feet of a creature or an object that isn't being worn or taken, it takes 5 damage. Okay. I can do that. I might have to rewrite it a little bit, but I can definitely do that. So paste. I think we need to simplify this. This is way too complicated. And I don't want to call it a Shardland Stride. So uncommon, copy there, drop that down, paste it there, and Flaming Stride. This only lasts for 1 minute though. So that's a problem for me, because I want it to be able to just turn it on and let's just go. Copy. And here we go. Paste. We'll bring these boots. Boots. Flames. Below from your feet, granting your explosive speed. Forget about the duration. Your speed increases by 20 feet and doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. I forget this. I'm not going to do that. When you move within 5 feet of a creature or an object that isn't being worn or carried, it takes 1d6 fire damage from your trail of heat. A creature or object can take this damage only once during a turn. And that's probably fine. It's probably fine. Yeah. Let's do that. Why not? Okay, let's see. What's next on the cards? I don't have to change very much with that. That was pretty easy. Aura of Vitality. No. Beacon of Hope. Bestow Curse. No. Blind. No. Blink. Jeez. What the heck was that? Blink. I don't know if that blink's going to work. No, we'll leave blink alone. Clairvoyance, no. Conjure, no. There's 7 pages of 3rd level spells. Oh, no. Counterspell, not a chance. Great, no. Crusaders, Daylight, no. Dispel Magic, no. No. Erupt. I don't know if there's anything else. I think we've kind of come to exhausted this list for what you could do with a boot that hasn't already been done. And in many cases, we're kind of duplicated things that already exist as well. Haste. Haste is a thing. Problem with haste is to make that into a magic item might be way too much. Okay. Choose a willing creature. You can see until the spell ends, the target speed is double. It gains a +2 bonus to armor class and has a. It's way too much. Yeah, to turn that into a magic item would literally mean that we're looking at a rarity. Hasting would be rare rather than the other way around, just because of that +2 bonus to the armor class. I suppose we could make them though. Has advantage on dexterity saving throws and has and gains an additional action on each of its turns. To have it going all the time rather than it be a limited spell, having an extra turn all the time, that might be just a bit too much. We could trim that off. So I could take this piece here, I could go down to here, and we could go to there and just ignore the extra action. And that would be relatively simple. Paste. Still be uncommon. Yeah, it would still be uncommon. So copy, paste. Okay, so copy, bring this down. This will probably have to be the last one. Paste. Boots of haste. Wear off these boots. The wearer of these boots doubles their movement speed. Gains a +2 bonus to armor class. And has advantage on dexterity saving throws. But that would be a rarity. That would be rare. Would not be uncommon. It would be rare. So cut, drop it underneath here. Okay, all right. I think that's about the extent I can get everything done today. There's not quite as many magic items as we've done with the rings, but we almost got 2 pages. Almost. Did try. Not quite there. Oh well, maybe next time. Probably we'll do gloves or staves or staffs or stuff, something like that next time. I think that would be probably a nice idea to sort of work through them as well. Yeah, good idea to simplify it to the essential bits, but I would be some pretty cool boots. Yeah, it would be some pretty cool boots. Boots of untrackable. The wearer leaves no tracks. We've kind of got one already like that does that. It doesn't leave any tracks. We've done that, Pale Rider. Nice to have you here, by the way, Pale Rider. Rogan boots gives a bonus to hit and damage for kicking attacks. I think Fred Huber had mentioned something like that. I don't really want to do that if I can help it. We do have blade boots, which allows you to kick somebody with a blade. Or boots of leading disadvantage to swimming, causing you to sink like boots of decay. That's an interesting idea. There's some weird ideas out there. I don't know what to say. So a lot to work with. A lot to work with. Okay, let me just make one quick note here so I know where I am. So at the end of the week, hopefully this doesn't take me too long to actually do, because I will have to get it done fairly quickly, and I know that's not always possible. But anyway, let's end this poll. So probably gloves or staves or staffs next week. I think that's what we'll work on. Okay. Do you make magic boots for your tabletop role-playing game? Just watching, 41%. Oh, really? Just watching. Yes, 25%. No, 25%. Incomplete, 8%. I sympathize. It is actually really hard to make boots that kind of make sense. It's not that easy out of 12 votes. It's very difficult if you ask me. Anyway, I need to get out of here. I'm going to leave you with somebody who knows all about kicking up his boots. And I can get out of here, and I'll be back in I don't know, 3 days, 4 days, something like that. So huge thank you to everybody who's been watching and listening. I do appreciate you. Okay, it really is a big help that you are here and watching. And for taking part in the poll, thank you very much. Thanks to all of my patrons who support me on Patreon. I will do my best to get these up onto Patreon at the end of the week, which is very close as it happens, so it shouldn't be too far off. And a huge thank you to all of the people in chat who've been sharing their ideas. Pale Rider, Thomas, Fred Huber, Derp, and I believe, was there anybody else? Did I miss anybody? I think that's, oh, John. John was here as well. So yes, thank you for sharing your ideas. It does help keep the process moving, so I don't sort of stall. So yeah, wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, or the night, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours, and hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.